Yeah, dear SOBSC students, in the continuation of earlier two sessions, we are going to carry out session number 3 on this particular chapter number 1, that is simple harmonic oscillations or undamped free oscillations. Here in this chapter, earlier we have seen what are the different types of equilibrium, how they are classified, what is their use, then how the simple harmonic motion is defined, what are the different parameters like frequency, then time period, etc. Then how to go for a differential equation for this type of simple harmonic motion, what it contains. It contains the force, and that equation is called as differential equation. It contains actually it is a force equation. So m into d square x upon dt square plus kx is equal to 0. That is what we call is a second order ordinary differential equation having positive coefficient for the second term, and solution of that equation is now oscillatory solution containing either sine or cos. We have written solution of that is equal to x is equal to some a is amplitude into sine of omega t plus phi, where this quantity omega t plus phi is called as the phase of this particular simple harmonic motion. And we have seen, once we know this particular displacement of the simple harmonic oscillator, taking its time derivative we can get velocity. We have seen how to calculate velocity, what is the expression for velocity, and once we get displacement and velocity we can plot them. After plotting, we found that there is a phase difference of 90 degrees between displacement and velocity. And second, another important component we calculated, that is acceleration. Acceleration is calculated by taking differentiation of velocity, that is first differentiation, or taking second order partial differentiation of that is the displacement, and that gives me acceleration. We have seen acceleration is given to be minus e omega square into sine of omega t plus phi. This negative sign indicates that acceleration and displacement, if they are plotted graphically, they are found to be out of phase, or the phase difference between acceleration, displacement and acceleration is 180 degrees. So this phase difference, period, etc. These are some certain important parameters over which there can be several different types of MCQ questions can be designed. So later, as we will finish this particular syllabus, we will go for studying such type of small interesting MCQs, some of which may be asked in the SPPU examination. So this is what the revision, what we have done in last 2 days. Now let's come to this directly to our point here. That is how to calculate this energy, or how energy of the simple harmonic oscillator is given. Now remember, any physical system, it always consists, or it always contains certain amount of energy, may it be rotating, may it be translation motion, may it be this type of simple harmonic motion or whatever. And in that concern, always there are two different types of energies, which we call as a first energy is called as kinetic energy, which is because of the motion, or because of the motion of an object involved in that system. There is always some energy which is given as kinetic energy, and at the same time, because of virtue of its position, or that type of energy is called as potential energy. So this is because of virtue of its position. So these are the two words we have to remember every time whenever we learn any physical system. There are two different types of energies. So here in this case also, there occurs two different types of expressions for energy. Now let's check what these expressions are. Now we are not going to find out this expression, we are directly writing these expressions, as we know how to write expression for kinetic energy, how to write expression for potential energy, and in this case how these energies are written. So see, potential energy is given by this form, V is equal to 1/2 kx square. I think you have drawn this particular curve earlier. This curve looks like this. So this is called as a potential energy curve. This is V of x on the positive side plus x, and this is minus x on this side. This is equilibrium position. This type of potential is called as potential energy curve. One more thing we have already seen, that this potential, potential and this force in this case is given by minus grad of this V. V is the scalar potential, So taking its differential, we get f is equal to minus grad means it is simply del by del x. Okay, I cap del by del x if its direction is given, and v bar or v is not v bar, v is going to be 1 half into k multiplied by x square. Now taking differential here of this with respect to x, I'll get here to be minus sign there, I cap, this is the direction, and differential of this will be 1 half 2k will be as it is, and differential of this will be twice x, differential of x square with respect to x is twice x. So this gets cancelled, and we get there is a force which is given by f bar, okay, if it is the direction is taken, is equal to I cap into k multiplied by x, or numerically this f is equal to minus kx. So from this equation, going in reverse way, we can go for this potential, or from the potential we can go for this type of force. So earlier we have known this is the force. So to have this particular force, we need this type of potential which is having the form 1 by 2 k times x square. So remember, this is the potential energy given for a simple harmonic oscillator. It is directly given 1 half k is the constant, force constant, x is the displacement. Depending upon this displacement square, this potential energy goes on increasing on both sides as the diagram shown there earlier we have seen. Then because of the motion, as we have already seen, for any moving system, its kinetic energy is given by 1 half, classically it is given by 1 half mass into velocity square. So 1 half mv square, that is the expression for kinetic energy of the any of the physical system which is in motion. And already we have seen this particular thing here can be replaced as k is equal to 1 half m. This is what the expression for v square. Earlier we have seen v is equal to omega into root of a square minus x square. Using this relation for v square, it becomes omega square into root of a square minus, into this bracket, root will go out of this. And when we go for this v square here in this case expression, this equation becomes 1 half m omega square into a square minus x square. And earlier we have already seen this k is equal to root of m upon omega. Okay, omega is equal to root k by m, not this. Omega is equal to root k upon m, and therefore making it square, omega square equal to k upon m, and therefore m into omega square also can be written as k. So I can replace this m omega square by k, that is the force constant, and therefore the next expression becomes this expression becomes as the total energy is given by, or these are the two expressions. Expression for potential energy is this, expression for kinetic energy is this, and therefore total energy of the such a system which is undergoing the motion, which is called as simple harmonic motion. This total energy of such type of simple harmonic system is given by addition of kinetic plus potential, and therefore adding these, if I literally add these two quantities, I'll get here, first it is 1 half m omega square minus a square in the bracket plus 1 half k, this m, this is not, I am not right, correct, once again I'll write here 1 half m omega square into a square minus x square plus this is 1 half k times x square. This is potential and this is kinetic. Now replacing this m omega square as we have already seen, this is by k. I can write this is time, this can be written as 1 half k times a square minus 1 half k times x square. These are the two terms because of this, and plus 1 half k times x square. So remember, term number 2 and term number 3 are similar, that means equal, and they are having opposite signs to each other. So that gets cancelled, and therefore I'll get final answer of this addition of these energies simply k times a square. So total energy TE is given by 1 half Ka square, or capital E is given by 1 half. Replacing this K by again m omega square, I get the expression here for energy of this type of simple harmonic oscillator or undamped free oscillations is 1 half m omega square into a square. Now remember here in this case everything is constant. 1 half is constant, mass of the oscillator is constant, omega square, once this motion is set, it is going to be constant, And if we know there is extreme points, that is the amplitude of this type of motion, since it is undamped motion, that is going to be fixed. So everything in this case is going to be fixed, or this type of total energy of this type of simple harmonic oscillator is always constant once at the beginning whatever energy is provided to it. Now remember here, in this case, as we have discussed, or we have shown, or we have mentioned, that there appears no resistive force at all. There is no resistance to this motion, therefore there is no loss of energy, and therefore this type of energy of simple harmonic oscillator always remains constant. It never goes on reducing, ideally, and that is theoretically. That is what I said, this type of oscillators are only ideal theoretical oscillators on paper, and in such type of oscillator it is assumed that there is no resistive force, and because of that there is no loss of energy. Energy of such type of systems remains constant. That can be shown graphically as further, but please note, when we go for second and third chapters, there we have to discuss some loss of energy. That is because of damping, and that's why these oscillations are a bit different than this free or undamped oscillations. So this type of part we are going to discuss in detail when we go for further in the chapter number 2 and chapter number 3. At present, we have to understand the total energy of a system or the simple harmonic oscillator is given by capital E is equal to 1/2 m omega square into a square, where m is mass, omega is its angular frequency, and a is its amplitude. All these numbers are constant, therefore total energy of the oscillator that remains constant, and this energy gets converted into potential and sometimes into kinetic, and addition of these two is always found to be constant, and that can be seen here. So the total energy of oscillator is constant and is proportional to the square of the amplitude of oscillation. Okay, so as I said, this 1/2 m omega square, everything is constant. This E can be shown is directly proportional to this amplitude square. So making this amplitude more and more larger, we will have more and more energy associated with this type of oscillator. So this relationship between energy, total energy, and amplitude is given by E is directly proportional to a square, or in expressions it is given by E is equal to 1/2 m omega square into a square. So that is how we have to remember expressions for energy of this. Now when we go for actual summary, that means if we go for this spring mass system, and in this particular spring mass system, if this particular spring is undergoing certain types of oscillations, you will find that this is how I am going to get. These are the different snaps or the locations I have selected. This is one location where this particular oscillator is found to be at maximum amplitude. This is second position where this oscillator is found to be at equilibrium position. Third diagram shows you this oscillator or this spring is now compressed mode, and this oscillator is on the maximum left or the extreme end. So this is again A max. So this is here extension. First one is extension, and this third one is the compression, and this extension and compressions are equal, which are going to be A max, A max. Again this spring or this particular oscillator reaches at its mean position, and then it also goes to the extended position. So this and this position first and position last, these are repeated. The amplitude given is A max is going to be A. Here on the left hand side, this amplitude is going to be minus A, that is A max is equal to minus A on left hand side. On the left side of this particular position, that is called as equilibrium position, and this it is plus A and minus A on both sides. And if this is the situation, these are the oscillations being carried out by the spring mass system. Now let's go for this table. At t is equal to 0, when this oscillator is at plus E, okay, plus E I am saying. Now in this case, its velocity, this oscillator has completely stopped at this extreme position, so its velocity is equal to 0. If velocity is 0, then its kinetic energy must be equal to 0, as velocity is 0. And if that is equal to 0, its potential energy must be maximum, and that is given by 1/2 m omega square into a square. Already we have seen this potential energy of this type of oscillator is going to be 1/2 m omega square into x square. Now x will be replaced by A, that is the maximum amplitude, and therefore 1/2 m omega square into a square. Addition of these two, this kinetic plus potential, this gives me again 1/2 m omega square into a square. This is for the diagram number 1. Okay, first displacement. In the second case, when this oscillator is at equilibrium position, this position, now what will happen when it is at x, this is at after t by 4, that means this period. So how much time it will require to come to this? In complete oscillation require this, okay. Once it is started from this location, reaches here, comes back, again reaches here and comes back. This is called as the time required, to total time, that is period t. Now when this oscillator starts from this end to reach here, it requires that time to be t by 4, and likewise we can go for further calculations. So it is t by 4. In this case, E is equal to 0, there is no displacement, it is at 0 displacement. In this case, this kinetic energy is going to be minus E omega. This velocity is going to be minus E omega. Why? Because it's a maximum, but the velocity is in the negative direction. That's why it is minus E omega. Making it square, I'll get kinetic energy is 1/2 m omega square into A square. Making square of this is again positive, I'll get same quantity here. Now since it is at equilibrium position, there is no force acting over this particle, therefore its potential energy is 0. So again addition of these two gives me 1/2 m omega square into A square. Now let's come to the extreme end here, left extreme end. The time required for this journey is capital T by 2, period of half of that time. This time A is equal to, this x is equal to minus A, maximum amplitude, negative side. So in this case also this oscillator completely stops at this location. So this V is equal to 0, therefore kinetic energy is 0. Now its potential energy is given by 1/2 m omega square into x square. X is equal to minus A, square of that is plus A square. So again 1/2 m omega square into A square, and therefore total energy addition of this plus this is 1/2 m omega square into A square. Likewise, when this oscillator comes back to original position, time elapsed would have been 3 capital T upon 4, 3t upon 4. This time also this displacement is 0, therefore velocity is plus A omega. This time it is going in the forward direction or the positive x direction. So it's square, if it is taken, I'll get this is the kinetic energy 1/2 m omega square into A square. This time also when it is at the equilibrium position, there is no force acting and therefore no potential, and therefore potential energy of this oscillator is 0. Addition of these two gives me 1/2 m omega square into A square. And finally, when it completes one oscillation and reaches at this location, here complete one period has been completed. Time is exactly equal to one period. Again displacement is plus A. Now this time it stops, this oscillator completely stops there. No velocity, it is 0, so no kinetic. And now because of this position, from the mean position, its this potential energy is given by 1/2 m omega square into A square again. Addition of these two again gives me this quantity. So T is the last table, in the table last column, everywhere this total energy of the oscillator is found to be constant 1/2 m omega square into A square. Whereas there are 3 locations where kinetic energy is found to be 0, and there are 2 locations where this potential energy is found to be 0. So that can be understood, and that this particular table tells you, this is summary of what I said. Looking at the different locations or the positions of the oscillator from mean position, this total energy of the oscillator gets divided into kinetic as well as potential. Sometimes the entire energy is kinetic, sometimes this entire energy is potential energy, but whatever may be the case, addition of this kinetic and potential is never greater than equal to, or is always equal to 1/2 m omega square into A square. It is never bigger than that, or it is never smaller than that, because this is undamped, free oscillations, no resistive force, no any other external force applied on this particular type of oscillator. So this type of oscillator is ideal oscillator. It continues its motion forever, as long as we are not stopping this motion by something else. So such oscillators are ideal oscillators. These are not observed in practice. All oscillators observed in practice, they lose their energy in overcoming certain frictional forces or certain viscous forces, and that is what our second chapter of discussion that we will discuss later on. So this is what summary of this energy calculation. Now if I go for calculation of this graphical representation of kinetic and potential energy, that shows both these relations contains 1/2 m omega square into A square. Okay, that square dependence has been taken in consideration. Therefore, that is how that shows a potential energy. At plus A, it is completely potential, as well as at minus A it is completely potential. At equilibrium this energy was 0, and it goes on increasing on right hand side as well as it goes on increasing on the left hand side, as we have shown. This is the potential energy. Already we have drawn this graph in the beginning. Then kinetic energy, now this is green, kinetic energy if it is seen. So the curves drawn here, potential energy shows a curve which is open above, and the potential kinetic energy shows the curve which is coming down. So green curve is the curve for kinetic energy, red curve is the curve for this potential energy. And remember, whatever the location I am taking here, this and this addition, here it is value is 0, but here it is a maximum. Here the value, it is half of this and half of this. Adding this, I'll get this point. When I add this point and this point, again, even though it is 0, potential is 0, this kinetic is maximum, so I'll get this point. Here again, adding this, I'll get this point. For this also, again, I am getting this point. So whenever I add this kinetic and potential energy, I always get this line, blue line, which is shown, that shows you a kinetic energy. And this is nothing but 1/2 m omega square into A square. So this is the total energy of this type of simple harmonic oscillator. So this graph, this diagram shows you graphical representation of kinetic energy, potential energy and the total energy. So partly energies, that means other than the three positions, that means two extremes and one equilibrium positions, the energy is always in partial kinetic and partial potential. And in these three extremes, that means at 2, minus A and plus A, this energy is completely potential, no kinetic. And when this oscillator is exactly at equilibrium position, the entire energy possessed by oscillator is completely kinetic and there is no potential. Otherwise, this is addition of kinetic and potential energy. One more very simple derivation can be gone from this. Can anyone tell me what should be this point? Can anyone call me? This point lies on both sides. Now look at this. Now here, if I go for here, this is the point where both kinetic and potential energies are found to be same or equal. Okay, this value, this energy found here is same, equal on both sides. So I can write expressions for this. Now let's see. Expression for kinetic is 1/2 m omega square into the bracket A square minus, suppose this distance is x0 here, plus x0, and this is minus x0. I can write here 1/2 m omega square into x0 square. This is the expression for kinetic. Whereas potential, it is given by 1/2 m omega square into x0 square. This is the potential. Now solving this, I'll get this 1/2 m omega square into A square. Now this is plus 1/2 m omega square into x0 square is equal to 1/2 m omega square into x0 square. Then replacing this, or taking this second quantity on the right hand side, it is minus here. Taking it here, it will become plus. So I'll get 1/2 m omega square into A square is equal to 1/2 m omega square into x0 square plus 1/2 m omega square into x0 square. So here 1/2 m omega square, 1/2 m omega square, 1/2 m omega square, everything gets cancelled. I'll get expression A square is equal to twice x0 square, and therefore A is equal to root 2 times x0, or I can find out this extra distance x0, where this oscillator has its total energy divided in kinetic and potential, or the kinetic and potential energy of oscillator is equal. This location is given to be A upon root 2. So whatever this A value, divide by root 2, you will get the point where this oscillator has its kinetic and potential energies are equal on the right hand side. Same thing here, if I go for similar calculation here, it also appears there to be x0 minus x0 is equal to minus A upon root 2. So this distance from this mean position is at a distance of minus A upon root 2, and this is another location where this potential and kinetic energy of the oscillator is found to be same. Now these are the some typical facts where we are calculating energy, where we will be asked certain questions in the examination. So you have to be very careful about this type of examples. So total mechanical energy is always constant, as shown by this green blue line, which is going to be 1/2 m omega square into a square. The total mechanical energy is proportional to the square of the amplitude. Already we have seen that shows you as amplitude goes on increasing, this energy also, this total energy goes on increasing. So energy is continuously, this is what shown, okay, this particular animation shows you energy is continuously being transferred between potential energy stored in the spring and the kinetic energy of the block. So this is how these energies are varying, and therefore total energy actually this blue this is the particle that is oscillating from this point to this point, and their kinetic and potential energies are changing in such a manner. Total energy is always remaining the constant as shown by this particular line here, okay, that this is the line which shows you the total energy remains a constant. So this animation tells you how energies are added together, and that gives you total energy as shown by this, okay. So that's how we have calculated. P plus K is shown to be there, and these locations also we have plotted there. Now we'll go for variation of kinetic and potential energy with time. Now see the expression. First expression is for displacement, A sin omega t plus phi. This is the expression for 1/2 k square, expression for potential energy. This is the expression for kinetic energy. K is equal to 1/2 m omega square into a square minus x square. Already we have seen. Now if I have this type of graph, okay, this is what a particle oscillates between plus a and minus a, and this is how it is generating this type of path here. If this is the path, if I go for plotting of this kinetic and potential energy, you will get this red curve is the curve for this potential energy. So initially potential is maximum, minimizes, then increases, maximum, again minimizes, and like this. So look at this. So this is the curve for the energy, which is called as potential energy curve, varies like this. Another curve, this is curve for energy, this is kinetic energy curve. So this blue curve here is, this is the curve, or this is the variation of this kinetic energy, and anytime addition of this kinetic plus potential is always equal to E, that is shown by this capital E, or the line which is shown here, the thick line that shows you. One more important point we can understand here. Look here, I have taken this 3 pi by 2 and 7 pi by 2. And in this case there is only one oscillation, but here in this same case, when I go for this, in this case you will find that there are two oscillations of kinetic as well as the potential. So that is how we can show here. A very simple conclusion can be taken here. For one cycle of oscillation of particle, this is one cycle shown above diagram, there are two cycles of kinetic energy and potential energy. Thus frequency of kinetic or potential energy is twice nu. If nu is the frequency of this oscillation here, this twice nu is the frequency of oscillation of energy. Energy also oscillates, whether it's a kinetic or potential. Kinetic energy oscillates twice the frequency of the oscillation of the oscillator, as well as potential energy oscillates twice as the energy of the simple harmonic oscillator. So this is to be understood. So energy varies twice frequency with twice frequency. Kinetic energy varies twice, potential energy varies twice, but the total energy doesn't vary, that remains always constant, and that's how this can be understood from this simulation which we have shown here. Now this is what related to the energy. We'll go for different types of oscillators. So first one is called as angular simple harmonic motion. If path of the particle of body performing an oscillatory motion is curved, okay, say this is the path of this oscillator is now found to be curved, okay, so this is the path which is followed here, not straight line. Path is like this, curved path, okay. So this type of oscillator is called as angular simple harmonic motion, or this type of motion is called as angular simple harmonic motion. So spring mass system is a linear simple harmonic motion. This type of oscillator or whatever this we shown in the diagram, that shows you a angular simple harmonic motion. Now its definition is very simple. Angular simple harmonic motion is defined as the oscillatory motion of a body in which the body is acted upon by restoring torque. Okay, now it's couple torque. Now it's not restoring force. Restoring force is in linear simple harmonic oscillator. In the angular simple harmonic oscillator, now it's a torque, which is directly proportional to its angular displacement. Now this is theta, not x, from the equilibrium position, and it directed opposite to the angular displacement. Same definition what we used in linear simple harmonic motion. Here only these physical terms are replaced. Now earlier it was linear motion. So there was force and there was linear displacement. Here is a torque or couple, and there is an angular displacement. So this is the difference you have to understand when you go for angular simple harmonic motion. And example of that can be given. This is a pendulum which is called as torsional pendulum. The disc attached to a certain wire, and this disc is allowed, okay, to rotate about this axis. So this type of rotations are allowed, okay. So this motion is not allowed this way. This disc is rotating about an axis passing through its center, which is also parallel to this particular wire with H joint, and this theta here is now called as angular displacement. So on that side how much displacement is there, on that side how much displacement is there, this angle is to be measured, and based upon that we can go for following calculation. So here this torque inside this wire is directly proportional to theta displacement. Torque is the torque generated inside this wire, connecting wire between this fixed support and this particular disc or rotating disc. And here we can write this relationship is tau is equal to minus k into theta. There in a linear simple harmonic motion we had written F is equal to minus kx. This k was now force constant, x is linear displacement, F is normal force. Here in this case similar relation, now this is replaced by tau. This is now torque or couple per unit angular displacement or torque per unit angular displacement. So this is angle, this is the unit having torque per unit displacement, angular displacement, and this is the torque. So torque is having Newton meter. Earlier here was simply Newton, okay. And this is how this relationship for angular simple harmonic motion is given by this, provided k is constant called as the torsional constant of the support wire. Newton's second law gives here. In this case, if we apply Newton's second law, that is given by tau, okay, that is F is equal to mass into acceleration. Like here, this torque is equal to angular, this I is moment of inertia, into angular acceleration, which is given by d square upon d square theta upon dt square. And then where this I is defined as angular moment of I is defined as moment of inertia of the system, and therefore replacing this tau here in the earlier equation, I can write I into d square theta upon dt square is equal to minus k theta, and the final expression for angular simple harmonic motion, the differential equation for angular simple harmonic motion is d square theta upon dt square plus k upon capital I into theta is equal to 0. This expression is exactly similar what we have done for linear simple harmonic motion, that is d square theta upon dt square plus omega square into theta is equal to 0. Solution of that equation is exactly similar. Omega square is k upon I, therefore theta is equal to theta 0 sine omega t plus beta. That is going to be an oscillatory solution of this differential equation which we have shown here. And that's how this is what a linear simple harmonic motion. Another example I can give here. The torque equation produces a motion equation for simple harmonic motion. The angular frequency in this case is given by omega equal to root k upon I, and the period is capital T is given by twice by root I upon k. So we can apply analogy between the linear simple harmonic motion and this type of angular simple harmonic motion. We can get a relationship for this angular frequency as well as period of this rotational motion. So no small angle restriction is necessary in this case. Angle can be anything, doesn't matter. This equation is valid all the time. And this assumes the elastic limit of the wire is not exceeded. Till then, this torque will be proportional to the angular displacement, and so many things are there. And note that there are several interesting different types of pendulums are there, invented or discovered by different physicists. One of such pendulum is shown in this particular animation or this diagram, this particular graph. That is called as Foucault pendulum. Try to read something more about this pendulum. Likewise, there are several different types of, at least 50 different types of pendulums are existing. Anything hanged, I am saying anything hanged, it becomes a pendulum. That may be a compound pendulum, or you can have your own pendulum if you are defining this type of pendulum there. One such nice example is shown to be this is called as the angular pendulum, and this is the simple pendulum. I need not repeat much about this. So this is the simple pendulum where this is the object which is displaced from this mean position A to B, and if it is released, this undergoes this type of motion. Mg sin theta is this mass resolved in two components. One is sine component, one is cos component, and this is the tension in the wire. Here also we can get the similar expression for expression here, d square theta upon dt square plus g upon L into sine theta is equal to 0. This is called as differential equation for simple harmonic motion. And here, if I go for solving this equation, when this angle is very small, this sine theta is equal to theta, this equation gets converted into similar equation what we have seen earlier, d square theta upon dt square plus g upon L into theta is equal to 0. Animation shows you such type of simple pendulum. And solving this, we can get period of this pendulum is equal to t equal to twice pi into root L upon g. This equation, just by measuring this type of time period of this type of oscillators, we can find out, like if length is known, we can find out Earth's gravitational constant. And such type of experiments we are supposed to follow in our experiment. Okay, so we have hurriedly we have gone for this simple harmonic oscillator because we know everything about these oscillators right from the beginning. So here we have finished this particular session. Today we will stop. In the next session we will go for remaining things here. Until then, thank you for a patience listening. Just a minute.